Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. We are so delighted to see everyone here. I'm Robert Solomon, and I serve as Vice President for the Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Engagement, and the Chief Diversity Officer at Case Western Reserve University. And yes, you heard the name right. You might be thinking, what is he talking about? For some time, we have been discussing changing the name from the Office for Inclusion, Diversity, and Equal Opportunity, a name that has really served the office well for many years and has been in place for, I think, over 13 years. However, the name is more reflective of its former compliance function, which is now met ably by the Office of Equity, rather than what we see as our comprehensive work of achieving inclusive excellence. So changing the name was really designed to help us to think more intentionally about our values and our goals, achieving diversity and equity and inclusive engagement of our entire community. Now, we know it will take some time to get used to, and we know that you all will try to shorten it into some pithy acronym, which won't work. And that was intentional. We wanted to force everyone to say the name. Sometimes acronyms can create a sense of invisibility and allow us to forget the true meaning that the words represent. So it will have its challenge. And of course, as President Kaler cautioned me, they're still going to think of you as the diversity office anyway. But we hope that you will take this to heart. So today is sort of a soft rollout of the name change, but you'll begin to see it more prominently as we move into the fall. In his book, Strategic Diversity Leadership, Dr. Damon Williams says, "Inclusive excellence is when diversity is defined broadly and exists at the highest level of institutional importance as foundational to mission fulfillment and academic excellence. It has become a cultural value that manifests itself in myriad ways, including being protected during difficult economic times and leadership transitions. The focus is on strategic thinking, planning, and implementation of organizational systems and policies designed so that the institution changes not only programs and policies, but how the campus community understands the challenges and opportunities of diversity. So, with each of you, we strive for inclusive excellence every day. And today we acknowledge and celebrate you all as our invaluable partners, collaborators, co-conspirators, and friends for our integral role on this lifelong journey. So thank you all for being here. Now I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce another essential partner and leader in our inclusive excellence journey, and that's our president, Dr. Eric Kaler. I will dispense with his impressive resume and accomplishments, and I'll simply say that it has been my pleasure and honor to work for and alongside him, a visionary leader whose commitment to inclusive excellence is unwavering. It is such a joy to see him and Mrs. Kaler here with us today to celebrate with us as we take this time out to breathe and acknowledge the wonderful work that each of you is doing on campus. So right now, I'd like to welcome up President Kaler, and let's give him a long, very welcome.
Thank you, Rob. Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm delighted to be here with you. We have very many university leaders in the room today, and I won't introduce all of them, except to point out that we are also joined by the president-elect of Howard University, Ben Vincent III. And we are just delighted for this opportunity for Ben, and know he will thrive in his new environment, and we will miss him very much. So I'm really very pleased to join you in the celebration of people and groups within our campus community who are leaders and champions of diversity, equity, and inclusion, values that we all hold dearly. We uphold these values at Case Western Reserve because they are just as critical to our mission as teaching, research, and innovation. And altogether, these values create an environment that encourages and cultivates excellence and inclusive engagement, as the new name of the office now conveys. And Robert and I have had quite some discussion about this. He has dissuaded me from offering a prize for the cleverest acronym for the new name of the office, but he has not dissuaded my interest in the acronym for a new name for the office. So I do appreciate it, and I do appreciate the meaning and fully support the new name. And we all know that to be engaged is to be involved and to take action, which of course is what Rob and his team and each of you in this room do every day. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to meet with the visiting committee during an event at Adelbert Hall, and I shared with the group how deeply troubled and saddened I am by the number of people around the country who actually work against inclusion. They're not neutral, they work against inclusion. They're fueled by fear, and they're motivated by misinformation. I simply don't understand it. I believe that the future of our nation depends on our collective ability to collaborate and to partner with one another in ways that advance inclusion. And I am very proud that I know that our efforts at Case Western Reserve University will firmly place us on the right side of inclusive history. So congratulations to our award winners. We appreciate you for your leadership, your collaboration, your partnership, and your advocacy. And thanks to you, this institution is moving ever closer to becoming the diverse, inclusive campus that we want it to be. So again, thank you to Rob Solomon and his team for all they do and for this celebration today. And now I welcome to the podium the Director of Diversity and Strategic Initiatives, Michael Bustamante. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, President Kaler. Good afternoon. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Michael Bustamante, he, they pronouns, and I am the Director of Diversity and Strategic Initiatives within the Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Engagement, formerly known as UIDIA, at Case Western Reserve University. I'd like to take this time to thank both the UIDIA team as well as members of the selection committee for your time, effort, and energy throughout this months-long process. Thank you to Karen Newton for her support, and a special thanks to Janae Johnson for her tireless assistance in making this event a success. I am honored today to announce the 7 Diversity Excellence Award winners of the 14th Annual Diversity Achievement Awards. Let us begin. Undergraduate Student Diversity Excellence Award. The Undergraduate Student Diversity Excellence Award recognizes an undergraduate student who has demonstrated leadership and commitment to diversity, inclusion, and multiculturalism through academic excellence, service, volunteerism, and/or research. Asia Leatherwood was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. Asia is a rising junior majoring in communication science and cognitive science with minors in childhood studies and art studio. Asia is also the founder and president of the American Sign Language Club. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the Undergraduate Student Diversity Excellence Award, Asia Leatherwood.
Well, hello. My name is Asia Leatherwood, and I, of course, am the founder and the president of the American Sign Language Club. And I'm honored to be here today to accept the Diversity Excellence Award. But first, I would like to express my gratitudes towards everyone who has helped us through our journey. We are a new club. This is our second year. And we have been supported by our general body members, our current and our past execs, the Office of Multicultural Affairs, the Undergraduate Diversity Collaborative, and of course, our presenters and our faculty advisor, Carrie November. The success of the ASL Club is a testament to the power of community and collaboration. Our members come from all backgrounds, including a range of different hearing abilities. But we all share a common goal, which is to promote inclusivity and to create a community where individuals of all hearing abilities come together to learn, practice, and celebrate American Sign Language and deaf culture. Our annual Black American Sign Language event and Deafblind event are just a few examples of how we work to promote inclusivity and accessibility, and to raise awareness about the unique experiences and challenges that deaf people face. By receiving this award, it is a reminder that our efforts are making a difference, and it inspires us to continue our work to make the world more accessible and an inclusive place. Thank you again for this honor, and let's keep pushing for a more equitable and accessible world for everyone.
The Graduate Professional Student Diversity Excellence Award recognizes a graduate or professional university student who has demonstrated leadership and commitment to diversity, inclusion, and multiculturalism through academic excellence, service, volunteerism, and/or research. Chris Rhodes is a rising third-year medical student at the Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine. He was born and raised in the Metro Detroit area of Michigan. He received a Bachelor of Science in Human Biology in 2018 from Michigan State University. Chris first began his work in DEI while at Michigan State, where he served as an intercultural aide, supporting minoritized, low-income, first-generation college students with their academic, social, and cultural transitions into college. He wished to continue this work while in medical school, and during his first year, he was elected by his colleagues to serve on the Dean's Council, officially the Committee of Student Representatives, as the Diversity Affairs Representative. He also served as the chair for the Diversity Action Council 2.0 at the School of Medicine. DAC 2.0 was created to increase the number of diverse and minoritized students that matriculate to the School of Medicine, improve representation of diverse identities and experiences in the curriculum, support students' professional development through intentional mentoring and holistic student affairs, as well as build spaces of empowerment and belonging in our communities, both within and outside the School of Medicine. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the Graduate Professional Student Diversity Excellence Award, Christopher Rhodes.
Whew, it's kind of nerve-wracking. So I just have some really short remarks. I'm truly, honestly, humbled to be granted this award. This is truly a reflection of the really important work that needs to be done in the health sciences, particularly in the field of medicine. I'm grateful to kind of be in this work and for it to be recognized. I would say that I would accept this on behalf of my classmates and as well as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Office. We work very closely with them, and they do a great job of letting us hold them accountable and them holding us accountable as well in this really challenging work. So we hope to continue to use our novel approaches as we improve patient outcomes through our different diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. So thank you. A quick shout out to Mr. Philip Rowland Seymour and Dr. Monica Yepes Rios, and of course our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Office. I'm truly grateful to accept this award, so thank you all.
The Staff Diversity Excellence Award recognizes a staff member who promotes a culture of inclusion that encourages relationships and interactions among people of diverse backgrounds. Also, promotes a culture that enhances human dignity, diversity, and inclusion on campus. Malana Bay joined the Department of Genetics and Genome Sciences at Case Western Reserve University in 2001, before later joining the Graduate Education Office in 2012. She is currently the administrator for the Heart, Lung, and Blood Summer Research Program, HLB, and coordinator for the Post-Baccalaureate Research Education Program, PrEP, both diversity training programs funded by the NIH. She was also the staff representative for the School of Medicine's Minority Graduate Student Organization for several years. Known as the PrEP Mama, she has had the pleasure of assisting many students and is proud to see the impact that the HLB and PrEP programs have had on her students as they make an impact in the world of science and medicine. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the Staff Diversity Excellence Award, Malana C. Bay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I have to take my glasses off to read. Okay. I would first like to start off by thanking the Office of Inclusion, Diversity, and Equal Opportunity now, the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Engagement for organizing this event. As a person that organizes similar events, I know the hard work it takes to organize an event like that, so I want to first start off by thanking you. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Let's see. I would like to thank my family for all their support in my professional and personal life. I would like to give a special shout out to my late mother, Michelle Bay, who was my first introduction to CASE. When I was a little girl, I remember running the halls of Mather Hall back when Dr. Lynn Singer was just a student here. I would like to thank my coworkers in the School of Medicine Graduate Education Office, especially Debbie Nordine and Grace Figlar. Special thanks to all of the directors of the PrEP and HLB programs that I've had the pleasure of working with over the years. Doctors Allison Hall, Paul McDonald, Deanna Ramirez, Joseph Williams, Dana Crawford, Wilo, and Monica Montano. Finally, I'd like to thank all the students from the HLB, PrEP, and CASE students that I've had the privilege to assist and get to know over the years. Thank you, everyone.
The Faculty Diversity Excellence Award recognizes a faculty member's contributions or efforts made toward enhancing the goal of diversity, equity, inclusion, and multiculturalism at the university, particularly in the areas of teaching, research, or service that exceeds the routine expectations of the faculty's position. Ann W. Wynn is an associate professor at the Jack Joseph and Morton Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences. She received her doctoral training in social work and psychology from the Program for Research on Black Americans at the University of Michigan's Institute for Social Research. Her research, teaching, and service promotes and advances DEI. Her research aims to identify psychosocial determinants, for example, social relationships, discrimination, religious participation, of health equity among Black Americans across the lifespan. In her work, she prioritizes mentoring students from minoritized backgrounds as an important means to not only promote diversity in academia and the social work profession, but also to retain a diverse student body and workforce. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the Faculty Diversity Excellence Award, Ann Wynn.
Good afternoon. I am very honored and humbled to receive this award. Many of the opportunities that I have received in my career, I owe to people who not only understand the importance of DEI, but enact and live these values. These people exemplify the spirit of DEI and have served as role models for me. This award is especially important to me because it affirms my work and my dedication to supporting and uplifting minoritized communities and scholars. Work that embodies the value of DEI constantly face resistance and challenges. My support network inspires me to keep pushing this work forward with integrity. I would like to thank my mentors, mentees, students, colleagues, and family for their support and for inspiring me to do the work that I do. Thank you.
The Department Office Unit Diversity Excellence Award recognizes an office, department, or unit that has demonstrated a commitment to building a workplace and learning space that is inclusive of difference and values various aspects of diversity. This commitment should be evident by proactive actions, including but not limited to inclusive policies and procedures, workshops and trainings, and other undertakings that help to create an inclusive environment within that department, office, or unit. DEIB Plus is UTEC's chosen acronym to represent the division's dedicated efforts towards diversity and equal opportunity. The acronym stands for diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, and more. Belonging is an especially important concept to the division as we strive to maintain a work culture of respect and acceptance in which all feel welcomed and can be fully themselves. We also understand that diversity, equity, and inclusion are evolving fields, and more expresses our aspiration to also keep evolving, learning, and growing as individuals and as a division. UTEC fully embraces the university's vision and diversity statement. The division's dedicated DEIB Plus programs also intend to demonstrate commitment to the advancement of this vision. More programming is in development, and UTEC's DEIB Plus committee is working to consolidate plans to continuously offer training, workshops, and most importantly, a space for sustained dialogue. Receiving this award, Miro Humer, VP for University Technology and CIO, Lolita Hines, Assistant VP for Finance and Administration in UTEC. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the Department, Office, Unit, Diversity Excellence Award, University Technology.
Good afternoon, everyone.
You want me to go first? Good afternoon. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Rob. This is a great honor to receive this award. We are so grateful to the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Engagement for inspiring and leading the university's effort in support of diversity and addressing so many of the urgent issues of our times. You push us all to be better, and we're very thankful for that. We are a department of 200 plus people that provide all the technology that you all use and love on a daily basis. So you're welcome. So in our department, we did a series of surveys. We surveyed our staff to find out what resonates with them. So we used these surveys, developed a dedicated committee, and provided some programming that really engaged our staff and got feedback from them and things that worked and resonated to push the efforts of diversity and inclusion and make it the environment we all want it to be. So we'll keep going, we'll keep learning, and thank you very much. Lita.
In UTEC, we have a long-standing commitment to a fair and inclusive workplace and cultivating a culture in which every voice is welcome and everyone belongs. Now, this work takes effort from everyone, both thoughtful, collaboration, and every single day we're working towards that. And it takes involvement from everyone in the division. We thank the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Engagement for providing guidance and expertise. And we thank our UTEC community for their passion and commitment. So I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize some of our DEIB Plus committee members that are here. A few couldn't make it, Cheryl Knight, but we do have Natalia Springelli, Dave Contento, and Jenny Morrison, who just retired last week, but we're bringing her back. So anyway, we want to thank everyone, and thanks for this recognition.
The Senior Leadership Diversity Excellence Award recognizes a university dean, executive, or other senior administrator for their contributions to campus diversity and inclusion efforts. Dr. Monica Yepes Rios is an assistant dean, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and associate professor at Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine and the Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine. She is an internal medicine physician at the Cleveland Clinic, Ohio City Hispanic Clinic, and medical director for the Community Health and Partnerships on Food as Medicine. Dr. Yepes Rios joined the Cleveland Clinic in 2017, has over 25 years of experience in medical education and internal medicine and clinical practice, with a special interest in education to promote thriving and equitable learning environments and the care of underserved communities. She earned her medical degree and training in internal medicine residency at the George Washington University Medical Center and is a Robert Wood Johnson Clinical Scholar at Yale University. Originally from Colombia, she spent part of her career with the Uniformed Services University of Health Sciences, with experience in medical education in many different areas of the country. She is an avid stand-up paddler and enjoys everything outdoors with her family. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the Senior Leadership Diversity Excellence Award, Dr. Monica Yepes Rios.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's really humbled and honored to be here with all of you today and to be recognized with this award. And thank you very much. I need to cheat and look at the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Excellence. But really, Robert, you drive a lot of the work and support a lot of the work. So thank you very much for that. I've been in my position for just under 2 years, and have been just really fortunate that that I wake up every day to do what I love, and that I wake up with colleagues who are really passionate about the work as I am and help me drive that work. In this past year, I was joined by Philip Rollins Seymour, director, who's working in my office, and has really increasing our staff by 100% has really helped drive our work, and not only in numbers, but just the passion that he brings. And also fortunate to work with students as Chris and others. We work so closely together because it's so important in our position that we join together in this work. So I'm grateful for my colleagues, students, for everyone who help us drive the diversity of our students. And I agree with you that every word is so important. The inclusiveness for everyone at our School of Medicine, the equity that we can bring for the career development of each of our students. I'm also very grateful for the team in DEI. Sorry, I'm going to use the acronym DEI. Tina Lining, Dr. Jasmine Oliver, who are also part of our diversity, equity, and inclusion team. And in the community serving space with my colleagues at the Ohio City Hispanic Clinic, serving that community with Community Health and Partnerships and Cleveland Clinic, and the many diversity, equity, and inclusion officers across the city. So we achieved this with the village really driving this work. And particularly very thankful and grateful to my husband, who's able to join me here, Pat Rios, one of my daughters, Alejandra Rios. Just grateful because they're there to support me in the long days that it takes to drive this work. But again, thank you very much.
The Collaboration Diversity Excellence Award recognizes a successful inclusion and/or diversity-related campus collaboration or partnership between departments, offices, institutes, organizations, and others. The partnerships can be an ongoing or short-term partnership. The Division of Student Affairs Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, founded in the fall of 2019, works to understand the needs of diverse and marginalized student populations and create both educational opportunities for professional staff to learn, as well as provide recommendations for divisional strategies and programs for student support. We recognize the importance of continually increasing staff awareness of DEI issues, including personal examination of bias, while supporting staff in gaining skills to better serve all students. We enhance current Division of Student Affairs processes and policies with an eye towards diversity, equity, and inclusion. We provide the division with access to awareness, knowledge, and skills, focusing on DEI frameworks. We also work to create inclusive and supportive spaces within the division, such as the Staff of Color Alliance, to enhance retention and community. Receiving this award, Greg Harris, Assistant Vice President for Student Affairs and Senior Associate Dean of Students. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the Collaboration Diversity Excellence Award, Student Affairs DEI Committee.
All right, thank you very much, Michael. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
It is a pleasure to be here with you here this afternoon, and I am delighted to be a part of the Student Affairs DEI Committee, but I'm honored to accept this award on behalf of the committee, and specifically on behalf of the co-chairs of the committee, Dr. Naomi Drakeford and Allison Gillis. The Division of Student Affairs and the Student Affairs Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee is honored to accept this award. I would like to recognize all of the members for their willingness to take on the extra work to support our division. Again, the co-chairs, Dr. Naomi Drakeford, Allison Gillis, Danielle Hickman, Liz Wilkes, Karen Farrell, James Siley, Janae Kelly, and Justin Wilhite. We appreciate your time, ideas, and commitment to serving, especially as it is above and beyond your job responsibilities. We have been very active this year in creating programming for the division around various identities and isms, and have invited staff to reflect on ways we can each be more mindful of systemic influences such as privileges and oppression when interacting with students and colleagues. I'll close with the words of Maya Angelou. Nothing will work unless you do. I'll say that one more time. Nothing will work unless you do. Thank you for working to support diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the Student Affairs DEI Committee, I would like to thank the Office for the Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Engagement. Thank you all very much.
For now, the Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Engagement Excellence Award. And this award recognizes Case Western Reserve University campus community members who go above and beyond the pale to support this inclusive work. And the vision to advance diversity through inclusive thinking, mindful learning, and transformative dialogue. This year, we have one recipient, and that is in the person of our own Lou Stark, who arrived at Case Western Reserve University as Vice President for Student Affairs on July 1, 2013. His career in student affairs spans 45 years, serving 30 of those years as a vice president for student affairs. He was at Central College from 1993 through 1997 and Coe College from 97 to 2013. Prior to beginning his career as a vice president for student affairs, Lou was the Associate Vice President for Student Affairs at Tulane University, as well as Associate Dean of Students at Washington University in St. Louis. As a new professional, Lou served in various positions that provided a breadth of experience serving college students within residence life, Greek life, student conduct, academic advising, and admission and financial aid. He has served as a consultant to colleges and universities, evaluating their programs, and has done accreditation work as well. Lou has served in local, regional, and national organizations. He has served as a past president and board member of the Iowa Student Personnel Association and has been active in NASPA. He has served as chair of the Delegates Committee for the University Athletic Association and was a member of the NCAA Division III Management Council. And while in that role, he served on the President's Council, Management Council, Joint Legislative Steering Committee, Strategic Planning, blah, 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 blah. I could go on. And I must confess that I preempted our plan because another one of our amazing team members, Tierra Sargent, was going to present this award. But I insisted that no, I have to present this award. And I defaulted to reading a little bit of the script, but I wanted to deviate simply because Lou has been such a dear and constant friend and colleague during my 3 years plus here at Case Western Reserve University. He is certainly brilliant since he co-chaired the search committee that found me, which goes without saying. But and it is so exciting to see Ann, his life partner with him, and Liz. I won't tell you, you know, when you introduce yourself as Liz, I said, he always says Lizzie, but I'll go with Liz. And I know that he lights up anytime he talks about you, Ann, and Lizzie and Will, because I know that he loves his family dearly. And second to that love, it has been his love for Case Western Reserve University, which he'll be retiring from next month, but also during his time and my time with him. Even before I arrived, he was doing incredible work to support the work of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and he only continued it and made my job so much easier when I arrived here. So we wanted to close our awards with just recognizing Lou for just the invaluable work that he's done to support this inclusive excellence that we strive for here at Case. So please give Lou a warm welcome at this time.
Wow, thanks, Rob. This is, you know, this kind of leaving thing gets you a kind of emotional roller coaster, and so today is one of those. But I really am both absolutely honored and humbled to receive the Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Engagement, which I copied down and redid my notes here, Excellence Award. I truly am honored. The DEI work that we all do needs to be day in and day out. And that's just part of what we need to be doing. Creating an inclusive environment, certainly for all, needs to be the ongoing goal, and not even talked about, but just it has to be part of what we do and how we do it. I really am so proud of the work that we do in student affairs, and I accept this award because the work they do and help me do day in, day out, and I am just very, very, very grateful for all that they do. I also want to say and thank my family. As Rob said, Ann's here and Liz is here. Liz graduated from our law school in 2020. And our son, who's in Pittsburgh, Will, graduated from Weatherhead in 2018. So it truly has been a family event here at Case Western Reserve University. But I want to thank them for their support of what I do day in and day out and always being there with me. I can't thank enough our great partners that we have in student affairs with OIDIO. Rob and his whole team, Heather, people that I'm just have become good friends with over the years and will miss very, very much. So thank you all so much again. I'm grateful, so very grateful for and appreciate of this very meaningful recognition, and I hope Case Western Reserve University will continue the fine work in this area for years to come, because they do a really good job with it. So thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Heather Burton, and I have the pleasure of serving as Associate Vice President and Senior Director for the Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Engagement. We are all getting used to the new title, but we are excited about our new title. And so first, I want to congratulate all of our winners and for the work that you have done to improve diversity, equity, and inclusive engagement within our campus and on our campus. Thank you to our Director of Strategic Initiatives, whose title I never get right either. But Michael has done a fantastic job along with our team, Janae, Tierra, and Karen in our office. They have done a fantastic job. And as you notice, if you came to last year's program as well as this year, Michael makes it his personal mission to make sure that you all don't feel like you're at Case Western Reserve, but that you're at a nice function with tea light candles. So thank you, Michael, for all that you do within the office and the work. VP Solomon always leading us greatly. For those of you who are wondering how you can be nominated and how you can win these awards, next year look for the announcement. Nominate your colleagues, nominate faculty, staff, and students to win the award, because there's great work that is being done by many of us on this campus, and we'd like to recognize you. And I'll leave you with this. Nelson Mandela said, "It is not our diversity which divides us. It is not our ethnicity or religion or culture that divides us." He goes on to say that since we have achieved our freedom, there can only be one division amongst us, between those who cherish democracy and those who do not. And so I challenge us at Case Western Reserve University to ask ourselves, what causes our division? Is it those who cherish difference, or is it those who do not cherish difference? Diversity is the unity that brings us so much more. As we leave this place, let us not minimize or negate the differences, but celebrate the differences that make the difference. Let's not minimize the work to what we believe or do not believe, but let's recognize that diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, engagement, and awareness are more than just words. It's more than an acronym, but it's intentional actions to live by that require the attention of each and every one of us. So thank you all for the work that you do. Thank you for attending this afternoon, and keep pushing forward to improve diversity, equity, and inclusive engagement for all. Thank you. You are dismissed. Oh, and thank you to our great saxophone player, Michael Austin.